I have, through the grace of God and whatever else, happened into a situation where I've been able to make a record in collaboration with the poet Robert Pinsky. There's a connection. I definitely want to give Richard credit. There's an amazing guy named Richard Conley, who is a born and bred in Nyack, a Rockland County guy, and that's, you know, that's Edward Hopperville, and it's an amazing cultural, literary tradition that comes out of Nyack, and all kinds of things. You know, the Gershwins lived there, and I mean, it's just got this, it's got this amazing history. And Richard just knows everybody, you know, and it's his, he has a very excellent little sort of elite art publishing / media concern, I guess you could say, called Circumstantial Productions. And the way we got to know him was that he's the guy that published Kurt's lyrics book. And because we got to know each other, we started collaborating a little bit. He brought me to do a little teaching at Rockland County, and we've sort of thought about several different projects and worked on several different ideas. And he's good friends with Robert. He's got a lot of. He's always gone up to Cambridge because the Grolier bookstore is next to Harvard, oldest poetry bookstore in this country, and maybe, you know, more than that. The guy that sort of proprietes it is an African poet named Ifeanyi Menkiti. And so we were playing at Scullers, and Richard drove up, and he brought Ifeanyi, and he brought Robert to the gig. And I'll shamefully say that it was one of those situations where Kurt had to sign CDs and meet and greet the public right after the show, and I didn't have to do that. So I went and sat and talked with Robert Pinsky and Ifeanyi, and Richard was there, and Robert and I think we had we kind of felt a nice vibe. I know he liked the show, but at least he liked it enough that when Richard then suggested, you know, Robert's done a lot of stuff with music. I think people know that, but he's never just done straight just reading and piano before. And Richard convinced him to at least, you know, give it a try, and he was enthusiastic about it. We did one recording session in August, and then we did another one just about 2.5 months ago to sort of finish it. You know, we had a chance to assess the earlier material. Each had a chance to think about how we were doing it. He very much does not conceive his approach as what might be called a dramatic reading. He wants to avoid that. He's been a true lover of jazz his entire life. He knows the music, and he wants to read. And I'm not trying to say he's trying to actually read in rhythm with because he likes grooves, and so do I. So there's 14 tracks on the record. All but 2 of them are improvised in the studio. And to answer a question that's been asked a bunch, yes, we played together. I didn't put anything to something that he had previously read or anything like that. And it's a real interaction. And the other thing is, you know, a lot of people, I'm unfortunately mentally preset to sort of head problems off at the pass, and sometimes they're not even going to manifest, so that's silly. But a lot of people hear free jazz improvisation or anything like that, and they think it's going to be pretty outside. Now, I love Muhal Richard Abrams, but you know, not everybody's ready for that. My approach, and I'll just, you know, I don't like to play around a lot, so I'll just say the obvious thing. The person that just obviously comes to mind is Jarrett. You know, in this, so my approach is highly motivic. And that's the way we work in the studio. I research his poems very extensively. Not that he didn't pull out a few that I hadn't seen, but he's written a lot of poetry. But I knew from Richard a basic list of the ones he really kind of wanted to focus on. His Selected Poems book was just issued, its current issue in hardcover. And I also really got into Gulf Music, which is his most recent single edition. That book, everybody should read that book. Rediscover poetry and read this book, Gulf Music, because it's so relevant to this last decade. It's amazing. It is just amazing. And he's amazing. Totally no pretension at all to this guy. He's a straight shooter, and he wants to do it. And I'm really proud of what came out. It's something. It really is. You know, we didn't even. I don't know. I don't think any of us were expecting it to be as good as we feel that it is, but we're very excited about it. And we're doing our debut performance at the Regatta Bar in the Charles Hotel, February 24th, which is a Friday night, and we'll be doing. The name of the project is PoemJazz. Richard worked for that and got that. So it's really exciting. I'm proud of it.